wabarakatuh. Good to our distinguished invited speakers, to our audience. Good morning. My name is Mirna. I will be moderating the session for this morning. I am very happy to be involved within the second day of Jamhesic. Today we'll be having 3 more plenary lectures before coffee break, and then we'll be continued with several more plenary lectures by the guest speakers that I truly, sincerely feel very lucky to have the opportunity to be moderating. The sessions today will begin with Professor Supawadi Tupgam from Thailand. I apologize, Professor, if I mispronounced your name. Uh, Before we begin, we might allow me to introduce the CV of our speaker for this morning. Professor Tupgam is an assistant professor and senior instructor of the Faculty of Nursing in Thammasat University, and currently also the director of Bachelor of Nursing Science. She is a fellow of and a doctoral candidate of medical engineering in Thammasat University, and also accomplished in several branches of nursing sciences, namely for pediatric nursing and child health, nursing innovation and health tech, and curriculum design. She has also received several awards, namely the recipient of the Global Win Special Recognition Award and the Awardee of Royal Academy of Engineering. Good morning, Professor Tapgam. Today, we are inviting you to speak within our conference with the titled Future Nurses as Global Health Innovators and Entrepreneurs. I'm very lucky to be able to moderate for this morning. We would probably be giving you time for the plenary lecture and then discussion sessions at the end of the session. Without further ado, the floor is yours, Professor Tupglam.
So good morning, everyone. So that you share my screen? I'm not sure.
Right now, we are having you in the hall's large screen. So it is a split screen. Yes, and you are very welcome to share your screen at the moment, Professor.
Okay.
But we can see and hear you in the entire room. Yes.
So for now, is it possible to share my screen instead of me for you?
Okay, please give us a moment, Professor.
Thank you.
Do we have the correct material, Professor? Excuse me. Is this the one you would like to be shared?
So actually, I sent in the chat box already. So maybe yeah, we can start from here. Oh, okay.
Would you like us to check the chat of the Zoom first? Uh, I apologize, Professor, but currently the chat box in the Zoom application is currently empty. How would you like us to proceed?
I sent on 808. I will send again.
Okay.
Sorry for delay. Hmm. Did you see my screen?
Yes, yes, we can see your screen.
Okay, okay. So I will start with this slide.
Very, thank you.
Okay.
We apologize for the technical.
Okay. Thank you. So good morning. Good morning, everyone. And it's an honor to join you at the 6th Jambi Medicine and Health Science Conference. So thank you for inviting me to share and on the topic future nurses and as global health innovator and entrepreneurs. So on behalf of Thomasine University Faculty of Nursing, Thailand, so I truly appreciate the strong collaboration with University Jambi, which reflect our shared vision to advance nursing education, innovation, and global partnership. So today, we will explore how we can prepare future nurses to become innovators, leaders, and entrepreneurs equipped to transform healthcare in our rapidly changing world. So let's begin by looking at the current global context shaping the future of nursing. So I'm not sure that you hear me well.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay.
We can hear you clearly, Professor.
Okay. Thank you. Just want to make sure about the internet connection here. So, to understand where we are heading, we first need to see what's happening now, how digital transformation, aging society, and workforce challenges are redefine our profession. So for this slide, I would like to talk about the global nursing context in the digital era. So in the digital disruption era, healthcare is being reshaped by AI, robotic, and telehealth, changing how we deliver and manage care, right? So nurses are now working both at the bedside and through digital system and smart health tools. Meanwhile, the aging population continued to rise. By 2050, 1 in 6 people, about 20% of the world population, will be aged 60 and above, creating greater demand for long-term and complex care. At the same time, children and vulnerable groups need equitable, high-quality care to ensure healthy development and sustain the future workforce. The global nursing shortage also remain critical. More than 6 million nurses will be needed by 2030, threatening health system resilience. And even with the digital advances, health inequity persists. Nearly half of the world population still lacks access to essential health care. So, nurses witness this gap firsthand. The rural mother without care, the older patient waiting for the treatment as a month. So that's why innovation in nursing is no longer optional. It's essential to make healthcare more equitable, efficient, and sustainable. So, as we see, our healthcare system are being transformed by technology. While facing aging population, workforce shortage, and deep health inequity, the question is, how can nurses thrive and lead in such an unpredictable world? That brings us the next key idea. Why innovative thinking is essential in nursing. So in this slide, I would like to talk about we are now living in an unpredictable and fast changing world that called Barney world, Bristol, anxious, non-linear, and also incomprehensible. As we face in COVID-19 pandemic, it's clearly show how quickly traditional system can collapse. Hospital ran out the supplies. Care protocol had to be rewritten overnight, and nurses face new challenge every single day. So nurses are always on the front line, working under pressure with limited time and resources. That's why innovative thinking is so important. It's about adapting quickly, creating new solutions, and solving problems in real time. So innovative nurses don't just survive change. They turn crisis into opportunity, transforming disruption into progress. So, when the world becomes uncertain and unpredictable, innovation becomes our most powerful tools. But how exactly does innovative thinking help us overcome those global challenges in healthcare? So let's move to the next part, the power of innovative thinking to bridge global health gap. So for this slide, I will talk about the thinker to innovator. So innovative thinking connect ideas, people, for example, connect idea, people, and technology to solve complex global health challenge. So it's help bridge the gap we talked about earlier. The equity in care, the shortage of workforce, and also the shortage of resources, and the unpredictability of our world. So through innovation, nurses can transform problems into practical solutions, ensuring care that is equitable, efficient, and sustainable. So, for example, a nurse might design a digital monitor system to support rural patients or create a workflow that saves time in overcrowded unit. So these innovations don't always need to be expensive and high-tech. They simply need to solve real human problem in smarter ways. So innovative thinking empower nurses not only to improve bedside care, but also to lead change across communities and global health system. So in short, innovation allow nurses to move from being care provider to become the change agent or change maker in healthcare. One. So, from this slide, I would like to talk about as I mentioned about thinker to innovator. So innovative thinking connect as I mentioned, the idea, the people, and technology. So from this slide, I would like to talk about innovativeness. Don't just imagine new ideas. They make them happen. As change agent, they redesign system, improve processes, and create care models that deliver better outcomes for patients and also communities. Leadership through innovation strengthens quality, safety, and patient experience, providing, proving that nurses can lead transformation from the ground up. Nurse-led innovation also produced measurable improvement from faster recovery times to higher patient satisfaction and stronger care efficiency. So the future nurse leader blend creative, college, and collaboration, using innovation not just to adapt to change, but to drive global health transformation. So if nurses are to lead change through innovation, how do we prepare them for that role? The answer lies in education and competency development. So we cannot wait for the future to happen. We must design the future nurse now by building the right competency. So this is the competency that I suggest. So the future nurse needs a new set of competencies that combine technology, creativity, and leadership. So the first, an innovative mindset and creativity. So the ability to turn the challenge into the opportunity. And also, the second one, the digital and data forensics, knowing how to use AI, telehealth, and health informatics effectively, and also ethically too. The third one, entrepreneur, thinking, identifying need, create value, and sustaining innovation in both critical and community settings. The first one, collaborative leadership, working across disciplines and culture to drive shared solutions. And finally, resilience and agility, the confidence to lead through uncertainty, crisis, and also rapid change. So the curriculum we design today will shape these future innovators, nurses who can combine compassion with creativity and technology with humanity. So, once nurse develop this innovative competency, the next step is turning ideas into the real world impact. This is where nursing moves beyond the innovation into entrepreneurship, where nurses can create sustainable solutions and lead transformation. So let's look at what it means to be a nurse entrepreneur. So nurse entrepreneur take innovation one step further. They transform creative ideas into sustainable solutions that make a real difference in people's life. They build startup, social enterprise, and digital health platform, expanding nursing influence far beyond the hospital walls. Through an entrepreneurship, nurses can create jobs, promote equity, and improve healthcare access, especially for underserved communities. So these leaders integrate skills in design, investment, and implementation, combining compassion with business insight to drive meaningful change. So from bedside innovator to global health entrepreneur, nurse leaders are providing that innovation and empathy can coexist. And together, they redefine the future of healthcare. So, as we seen, nurses are not only innovation or innovators, but also entrepreneurs who turn ideas into lasting impact. So now as we come to the end of our journey, so let's look at how each of us can help shape the future together. So the future of health depends on nurses who can think, lead, and innovate. Every nurse in every setting can be a change agent, an innovator, and entrepreneur. So together we can bridge global health gaps through creativity, compassion, and collaboration. So the time is now to reimagine and shape the future of nursing and healthcare together. So because innovation is the heart of nursing, so it's how we continue caring different for a changing world. So we've seen that the future of health depends on nurses who can think, lead, and innovate together. So as we cross, because of I have only like 1 hours, and for now only like 40 minutes. So I like to leave you with this simple but powerful message. I call to every nurse, leader, and educator. So think bold. So dare to see possibility where others see limits, and lead change step forward with college, not just to adapt, but to transform and innovate for impact. Use your creativity and compassion to make healthcare better for every life you touched. So the future of nursing starts with us, and it starts now. So thank you so much. Oops, sorry, I forgot to turn on the web camera. So
Thank
that's for, yeah, okay.
Oh, excuse me, Professor. I thought you were closing your session. Please
Yes,
proceed.
already. So thank you.
Thank you very much, Professor Toglam. I apologize if I didn't mean to interrupt you because I thought you were finishing the session. So there was a very interesting presentation that you gave just now because I think it acknowledges that times are changing. So I think it's inevitable that sometimes some aspects of what we know, that what we've learned and what we've been teaching needs to be modified, sort of, maybe because of the demands of what it is happening now. So maybe aspects that were previously not conventionally taught within the scope of our sciences, of nursing sciences and medical sciences, maybe by necessity now needs to be uh, integrated within our basic sciences, I suppose. Like, for example, leadership and innovation. Maybe a decade ago or 2 decades ago, maybe not conventionally being put in as concretely, but maybe implicitly, but not explicitly. But now I can see that from your presentation also, it needs to be explicitly put out as an aspect that needs to be um, learned by the nurses of our age. So thank you. I would now like to open a discussion session, maybe from the audience within the Zoom meeting or within the live meeting within this room. Do we have any questions? If you would like to ask your questions within Bahasa Indonesia, I would be gladly to translate it for you, please. Okay.
Excuse
Yes.
me, can I ask a question?
Yes, please proceed.
Before I ask a question, let me introduce myself, Professor. My name is Habibi Pasha Arzak, and my student ID number is G1B1 25159. And my question is, if we were working abroad on a foreign country, for example, like being a nurse in Thailand, is Thai language a must for learning, or we can use English is bad.
Mungkin untuk ini ya Habibie ya, untuk kira-kira kebutuhan atau kriteria yang dibutuhkan apabila kita tertarik untuk menjalani pendidikan keperawatan atau menjadi perawat di Thailand gitu mungkin. Saya bantu. Betul pertanyaannya? Suaranya nggak kedengeran soalnya. Jelas.
Sebentar, Ibu.
Please give us a moment, Professor. Of our
Sud
student.
kedengaran tidak, Ibu?
Ya, sudah.
Oke, pertanyaan kami, Ibu, apakah bahasa Thailand itu menjadi bahasa yang harus atau bahasa Inggris atau boleh menggunakan bahasa Inggris sebagai alat komunikasi di sana? Terima kasih.
Baik. Allow me to assist Professor Tuklam. We have a student here from the nursing program, and he is interested to know because we are neighboring countries. So if there are students here that are have the prospect of wanting to join the workforce in Thailand as a nurse or as a nursing student, or as a nursing postgrad or fellow or continuing medical education, is learning the Thai language a necessary requirement skill, or can we use the English language? And do you also have any other recommendations of special skills that maybe we need so that we could prospectively be a student in Thailand? Thank you.
So I would like to talk to status. So the first, if we talk about nursing career, so it means like you have to graduate from bachelor degree already, right? So if you would like to work in the hospital in Thailand, so in the hospital in Thailand, we have a private hospital and also the government hospital that welcome international nursings. So however, you have to you have to pass the license exam. And also the license exam is in Thai. It's not like an international license. So this is the first thing. If you would like to work as a nurse in Thailand, and if you got the license, you will work as a RN, registered nurse. You can work as a RN in private hospital or government hospital, whatever, wherever. And for now, we need the nurse who can speak English fluently. So it's not a problem. However, you have to pass the license, the nursing license first, but it's the exam in Thai. So that's why that the barrier for you. The challenge, not the barrier, this challenge for you. So the second status about education. So you can continue education in nursing in Thailand or other faculty. For example, for me, I study in a PhD program in medical engineer. So it international curriculum. So we have an international program, so that's why you can use English when study in Thailand. So we have both Thai curriculum and also international curriculum. Yep.
Thank you, Professor. Jadi untuk Habibi dan mungkin mahasiswa lain juga yang mendengarkan, jawaban Profesor adalah justru di Thailand sekarang sedang dicari sekali perawat yang bisa bekerja di rumah sakit internasional dan bisa berbahasa Inggris. Jadi memang ada kebutuhan tersendiri untuk itu. Namun untuk bekerja sebagai perawat di Thailand sendiri, kalian harus lulus uji kompetensi keperawatan di Thailand. Dan uji kompetensi keperawatan di Thailand adalah berbahasa Thailand. Tapi bahwa ini adalah perawat yang bisa berbahasa Inggris itu sangat dibutuhkan sekali. Kedua, kalau itu adalah pendidikan, misalnya mau graduate education atau postgraduate education atau PhD di Thailand gitu. Kalau untuk universitasnya, maka strata pendidikan yang lebih tinggi yang dibawakan dalam bahasa Inggris itu ada. Kalau untuk pendidikan dengan bahasa Inggris tidak harus bisa bahasa Thailand, tidak masalah. Baik, I think that was quite a interesting question, Professor, from one of our students for a perspective. Is it okay if we open the floor for another question? Maybe, so we still have time. Apakah ada pertanyaan lain dari audience atau dari Zoom? Ada pertanyaan dari Zoom kita barangkali? Oh, excuse me, Professor. We have a chat here. So we have a chat from one of our colleagues. Good morning, Professor. My name is Mita from Public Health Study Program. She wants to ask about policy adjustments. What do you think about policy adjustments that are needed to empower nurses as innovators within the framework of global health strategy? And secondly, if, in your opinion, we need to create one innovation to improve global nursing practice, and what would it be and why?
Okay, so in my opinion, for the global health issue for now that we face, so as I mentioned about how important of the nurse innovator. For example, if we back in the COVID-19 pandemic, the global health system collapsed in that time. So if we don't have innovative thinking, what shall we do in that time, right? So because of, I believe every nurses have innovator DNA. So I would like to say something like this, because even you have a limit resources, you still adapt everything that you can provide in that time to solve the nurse problem, to focus with the solving problem with the for your patient in that time. So that's why I say I believe every nurses have the innovator DNA in their cell. So about the policy, because of I'm not sure in your country and in my country. So the government try to support every project that for innovation. So they give a lot of grant for the innovative thinking. However, the criteria to get the grant, that innovation should be TRL or technology readiness level around more than 4 or 5. So the government will offer the grant. And I think in the nursing, so we should start in the curriculum design. We should provide even begin with the session or the course that promote the innovative thinking in our student in every level of nursing education. So that's why in the end we will have a lot of innovators that can solve the problem in the real world. So the first thing that I think for the policy adjustment, so we need to support the curriculum design in nursing education. So the next question is create one innovation, right? As I remember. Yeah. So in the nursing practice, So actually, for now, I have a lot of innovation that I design and develop in the prototype. The I just design the scale, IoT scale, Internet of Things that can record and also monitor the growth of the child 0 to 5 years old. Because of in my country, we still have a problem about malnutrition and also overweight of the child. So I developed the innovation that can monitor and also detect by the village health volunteer that they can suggest the parent in the real time. And also I integrate the AI, artificial intelligence, in that scale or that the weight for the baby. So I integrate the AI in that device, and that AI can predict the next 3 months or next 6 months of that baby. If there's still that if they still give, I mean, the parent, if the parents still provide the care in the same strategy, so we can predict the next 3 months, the next 6 months, the next 1 year, what the baby will be in the future, something like that. So this is just only the example innovation that I design. Yes, that all for me for now. Not sure that I answer the question or not.
Thank you very much, Professor. Bagaimana dengan Rumita? Apakah kira-kira sudah terjawab? Right, Professor, we have a response that she is online. Yes, yes. I personally think that your answer already covered the questions. Thank you very much. However, I regret to inform, we still have several questions, but however, I really regret to inform you that we are within time constraints. So right now it is already 9 a.m. and we already have scheduled for another speaker for now. Thank you very much. We already have your material, and I hope you are open to maybe contacting you from your emails or something like that if we have other questions. Thank you very much, Professor. Thank you.
Thank you. สวัสดีค่ะ
Professor, for now, we would like to present you with an electronic certificate from the Zoom meeting, which will be shared by our admin. So this is your certificate that we give you. We hope that it can be sufficient to the contributions that you have given to us this morning. And if you do not mind, and if you do not mind, we would like to take a screenshot of you and this certificate.
Okay.
Apakah sertifikatnya bisa ditampilkan lagi supaya bisa di screenshot? Baik, we are now having a split screen between this certificate that we're given for you. We will be giving it to you via email. And then we would like to ask your permission to take a picture of the screen right now. Screenshot kita ya, 1, 2. Screenshot kali ya, bukan pakai HP enggak? Thank you very much, Professor. Thank you. Baik, dengan pembicara kedua gimana? Kembalikan ke MC dulu. Oke. Okay, thank you to the moderator and assistant professor Supawadi Tubglam for starting our day with such an inspiring session. We move on immediately to our sixth plenary lecture, also joining us online. We are pleased that our current moderator will continue to guide us through this session. Our next distinguished speaker is Galang Lutfianto, Magister Psychology PhD from Wenzhou University. He will share his knowledge on social neuroscience, a multi-level integrative approach in understanding addictive behavior. We now invite the moderator to take the stage and begin the session. Baik, allow me to introduce our second speaker, Dr. Galang Lutfianto, MPsych PhD. Dr. Galang is a psychologist and neuroscientist with a PhD from the University of the New South Wales, and he has been pioneering in several intuition and decision-making sciences published in psychological science, and he has been pioneering several of concepts and publishments and publications that have never been present before in Indonesia, such as for decomposing intuition or information processing types, non-conscious emotional information boosts, and measuring intuition for information boost decision-making accuracy and confidence. This is of course affiliated with several research projects and grants from the Ministry of Education, from other companies and corporations, from the Ministry of Culture and Research, and also from several companies such as Indonesian Plantation Educational Institutions and so on. Dr. Galang has already have an accomplished role of managerial appointments in university, and namely the most current that just previously held was the Vice Dean of Academic and Student Affairs in the Faculty of Psychology of UGM. And then before that, head of undergraduate studies, Faculty of Psychology of UGM, among other things. And right now, Dr. Galang is academically appointed as the assistant professor in neuropsychology and industrial psychology in Wenzhou Keen University, among others. Today, I am very happy to be moderating for you, Doctor, for this session of the second day of Jamhesic. It is fascinating to me because I am not overly familiar before with the concept of the thing called the head of mind, brain, and behavior of UGM, among other things. So I think it's very fascinating. I hope we will not be, I hope we will be able to take this opportunity in the maximum level this morning. The title that I am given to introduce this morning is Social Neuroscience, a multi-level integrative approach in understanding addictive behavior. We would probably have an allocation of time for presentation before questions, so maybe 30 to 40 minutes before we proceed with question and answers for 20 minutes. To Dr. Galang, the floor and screen is yours.
All right. First of all, thank you very much for inviting me here, and thank you for Universitas Jambi to invite me. And I believe that there is a misunderstanding in terms of like the topic, because I've already requested a change of the topic. It's kind of like fall between the addictive behavior, but we're not going to talk about the addictive behavior in terms of like drugs addiction and stuff like that. And then recent research that I'm doing a bit of like cheating behavior. So this is kind of like addictive behavior as well, but I'm taking that as more specific into academic cheating. And what is striking me recently is like when I learn about education in professional setting, like psychologists, health, like doctor, nursing. I've already found like a lot of like articles talking about like the cheating behavior during the education, that it becomes like so addictive behavior to the students. Therefore, it's going to lead to like professional cheating in the future. So that's kind of like what I'm going to talk about in specifically, and I'm going to present my current research doing systematic literature review, looking at the predictor of cheating behavior in academic, that it could be beneficial for those who are especially in education of health practitioner, like from medical science, nursing, and pharmacy as well. All right, I'm going to present my. All right. Can you see my PowerPoint okay? All right. So this is what what my team and I have been discovered so far. So when we talk about like academic cheating or like cheating in general, because like I'm also doing I'm also conducting some courses about psychology of cheating. And then it's probably also related to what happened in Indonesia right now. Well, you probably can guess that I'm from Indonesia as well. And I moved to China 2 years ago to pursue my international career. Is that morality is not a fixed trait. Like, well, just because like we thought like it, like once like honest people are, like not given a position, kind of like top position, they are usually demonstrating some honest behavior. But when they've got some position, let's say in the government, then, like they start to show like a different deviant behavior. So when we read some articles about that, there are so many evidence saying that morality is actually not fixed trait, but situational factors. That people, like honest people now, can be not honest in the future, and it really, really depends on like external factors. So from that perspective, we kind of like change our perspective on like looking at like cheating behavior is probably also be responsible for external factor. And then when we take like example of like academic cheating, most of the article always blame the students, blame like the parents, blame like the peer pressure. But there is very few article looking at what we can do as a university management. So this is what we are focusing on our research. So we are taking this title beyond the student. So it like rather blaming the student for the cheating behavior. We are going to look at what the organizational factors of academic cheating in higher educations. And the background is that there is increasing evidence of academic cheating, systematic review in 2024, showing that almost half of students reported to do cheating in online exam, and most of them triggered by COVID-19. And then this phenomena is not only from 1 or 2 countries, but it's like at least from 51 countries. So this is kind of like highlighting like the widespread of cheating, and then we can say that cheating is a global phenomenon. And when we look at academic cheating across discipline, and then the health is one of them, we found the evidence that the most discipline that is cited in the articles for the academic cheating is business, economics. It's like it means like when there are research doing comparison between discipline, we will find that the students from business economic are more like inclined to cheating as opposed or relative to other discipline. And it's followed by engineering, STEM, and then health is also high, but it really, really varies a lot by country and setting. So I think like it really, really depends on like the enforcement of integrity by the institution and also the government. So therefore, like there are so many articles saying, kind of like in variability. Some articles saying that this is high, some articles saying that it's not that high. And social science and humanities is considered to be moderate and lower in terms of like academic cheating. And I'm going to tell you like why and I mean like what's the predictor of like the student cheating across this discipline. First, business economic is the most prevalent or like the most like the serious problem of academic cheating. And that's because the business school tend to emphasize competitions, ranking, and performance outcome as opposed to mastery of the materials outcome. And also like the business curriculum often highlight cost benefit reasoning. So thinking that cheating is one of the strategy. So therefore the student internalize an instrumental logic. So they kind of like they rationalize cheating to be able to as a strategy to get the most like grades like GPA and etc. While humanities and social studies is the lowest frequency of cheating, first because the examination type is usually based on essay based and open-ended and some interpretative tasks that is stimulating reflection. So this is a bit different from a business and economic that is more like multiple choice exam and more like objective exam. So maybe objective exam is more easier to be copied by other students, while open-ended and essay-based is basically is harder to be kind of like copied. And then also like in humanities discipline, we emphasize on ethics. We always talk about ethics, morality, and critical reasoning. Maybe it kind of like make the student in this discipline less doing cheating. While if we can compare it with also like health and STEM, they kind of like share similar characteristic. Health and STEM discipline, they are usually characterized by content heavy materials and time intensive and etc. And then it leads them into like stress and sleep deprivation and burnout, and therefore like cheating is considered as like the best way to deal with the problem. So instead of like being burdened with academic challenges, so they see like cheating as a way out. And then why it matters for us to do this, because there are so many literature saying that academic cheating leading to future cheating behavior. So like if you can imagine like people who work in that like industry, like professional industry, like health, like doctor, nurse, if you are allowing students to cheat in their education, it's going to lead them to do some, like kind of like practical misconduct in the future as well. And we don't want that. So therefore, if we want to like create professionalism in the health practitioner, we have to make sure that the education is going to be free from dishonesty. And there is longitudinal evidence. So student who cheated now is going to display unethical professional behavior through 4 pathways. The first one is habitual pattern. So the student who cheated now is going to create some habits in the future. So like they think like it's becoming easy for me to do it. So why don't we be bothered doing something else? So it's kind of like habitual patterns. And then this habitual pattern is also going to create desensitization. So desensitization means it's like repeated cheating is going to reduce guilt over dishonest act. So like because like it like you just get used to it, it's going to feel less guilty to do it, and then therefore like we call it like moral disengagement. So basically if we do it over and over again, we are going to be feeling less guilty about it. And then also sometimes we use rationalization. So that's what happened in the business setting, and then health, and then also STEM. They said that cheating behavior is a logical way, is a reasonable way, because we have so many challenges, we have so many academic burden, and I don't know that we can survive. So that's why cheating is kind of like surviving mode. And then from psychology perspective, we tend to be consistent of our self-concept. So it means that if we are accustomed to cheating now, it's going to, like kind of like our self-concept that we see that like cheating is not a bad thing, it's going to be maintained until the future. And based on theory of blind behavior, this is pretty popular theory in psychology. We assume that behavior is going to be triggered or like driven by intentions. And intention is influenced by three factors, which is attitude. So attitude is like our like how we perceive things. So like in this case, how we perceive cheating. So in terms of like cheating perspective, the example of attitude here could be perceived benefit from cheating itself, maybe moral evaluation, like some people are going to be tolerant, some people are not tolerant at all in terms of like dishonesty, and maybe some rationalization, and maybe some personality, because like there was some article discussed about the the dark triad of personality that is leading to dishonesty. And the second factors influencing intention is subjective norm. So subjective norm is basically uh, how social environment belief that is influencing someone's belief. So it means like that there's kind of like peer influence, like the kind of like the social norm that is shaping our evaluation towards something. So in this case of cheating behavior, we have like P behavior, which means like how our friends are acting out, or like how they perceive cheating itself, and maybe some pressure from parents, because like we cannot deny that maybe some parents kind of like do unethical way as well to make sure that the students are getting good grade, right? Sometimes they bribe the teacher and professor as well, and maybe faculty leniency as well. It means like if the faculty or like lecturer don't care, don't really kind of like they don't consider that honesty is important, then students are going to learn that dishonesty is a way to go. And then the third factor is perceived behavior control. So like this is more like the facilitation of cheating itself. So in terms of cheating, the example of this could be the ease of cheating. It means like this is like the opportunity to cheat. Like, is it possible for me to cheat or not? And maybe some detection risks. So maybe the student are going to like evaluate whether it is risky or not to do deception and etc. And also some opportunity. So in our current research, we focusly look at perceived behavior control, because there are so many articles already discussed about attitude and subjective norm, and very few study is dedicated for this perceived behavior control. So that's what we are looking at right now in our current research. But why it is also like important for us to study about this? First, because there is increasingly external demand. So it means like like if you compare cheating, like academic cheating from like a long time ago to nowadays, we are going to see that the cheating behavior is increasingly diverse in both form and methodology. Maybe when I did my bachelor degree, maybe cheating is only like limited to like copying others' answer, or like like having kind of like cheating sheets during the exam. But nowadays we are familiar with what plagiarism, maybe ghostwriting, maybe contract cheating. So contract cheating means like you pay someone else to do your own job. For example, like um, uh, uh, rather writing thesis by yourself, you pay someone else to write thesis for you, which is very, I mean, like it's like I can tell that there are so many services right now, like in Indonesia as well, who can provide this kind of like service to the students. So this kind of like cheating behavior, then this kind of cheating behavior was not available during my time when I was doing my undergraduate study. And then the second one is that cheating increased with time. So, surprisingly contradict to what we believe. When we look at the articles that kind of like comparing cheating frequency between like the first year student to fourth year student, we found that actually only 10% of the student population that are actually cheating. But the number is increasing with time. It means like, let's say like we only found like 10 student cheating during the first year, but when they are gradually continuing to the fourth year of the study, we saw more student cheating. So it seems that like the cheating is kind of like learning behavior. Like the student who did not cheat, they learn maybe from their cheating friends, and then they are becoming, kind of like they kind of like following the lead, they following the actions. And then the third reason why we do not look at the attitude or like the subjective norm, because like like with the gender, personality, and external pressure, we cannot do much about it. So I mean, like for the university management, we cannot, like kind of like influence like the gender or like the personality. We cannot change the personality of the students, and we cannot also like stop like the parents' pressure, because this is between the parents and the student. So instead of like looking at something abstract, we look at like what we can do as a university management to stop this academic cheating to be increasing. And so we kind of like have this position that universities should also take responsibility for academic cheating. So instead of like blaming the student for all of the dishonest behavior, we should also actively take this responsibility. And then because universities shape the environments that enable or like constrain cheating. And it is also supported by many literature saying that cheating is not driven by personal morality, but also by the learning environment. So I think like the university can be the cause of cheating and also can be the cause of integrity. So our current research project, we are doing systematic literature review. We have three objectives. The first one, we want to identify what type of academic cheating in the university, and to identify what are the predictor of cheating in general, and also like what we can do. So we want to identify organizational determinant of academic cheating. So we use systematic scoping review using confidence software, and we use Prisma procedure for the peer review article published in 2014 to 2024. So the database is taken from some database like scholarly database, and then I also employ 5 students from WKU from Wenjokian University to help me with this systematic literature review. So this is kind of like the Prisma diagram. So from the database, we collected 12,000 articles, and then we kind of like did some stages to screen, to select, to identify, and until the final number of articles is 221. So we kind of like look at the final number of the article 221 to look at the pattern and then what we can do about it. So first, we have the first finding. So we have a type of cheating. So it's probably really beneficial for lecturer to understand about this. There are so many type of cheating in the university setting that we have to care about. The first one is plagiarism, and then collusions. It means like students are working together during the exam or during that like the individual assignment, and then there's also the exam cheating, like the copying some answer, and also contract cheating. So this is kind of like emerging cheating type, so that we can outsource work. So instead of like student doing it by themselves. They pay someone to do it for themselves on behalf of themselves. And also we have fabrication data. So it's like to make up the data, falsification, we change the data. Also we have impersonation. So it means like instead of you doing the exam, you ask someone to do the exam. So probably in Indonesia, it's like joki, joki. And then also like we have like data manipulations, like research misconduct. We also have multiple submission, which is self-plagiarism as well, and also like some unidentified cheating behavior. And then so it's kind of like the interpretation of this is that plagiarism is still like the biggest portion of the cheating behavior. Maybe and then later we found that maybe some students did not intentionally do plagiarism. They did it because they don't know what plagiarism is. But so therefore there are like the number of the articles talking about plagiarism is like a lot. And then also like collusion and exam cheating is still widespread. It's still like huge, and contract cheating is major emerging phenomenon. And then we only found that from article dated in 2016 to 2023. So it's kind of like a new emerging type of cheating. And also fabrication and data falsification appear mostly in medical, health, and STEM field. So like when they change like kind of like data, maybe when they did some field practice, like the job, like field job practice or some test, they kind of like change the data of the patient and stuff like that. So that's kind of like really, really common in this discipline. And when we look at the cheating types across region, we can tell more about like the influence of technology and some of the culture. For example, here in the North America, plagiarism and contract cheating is a huge, but in Europe and Asia, as you can see here, we have some collusions here. It means like collusion is like you working together in the individual examination. And some of the articles said that maybe this is because of the collectivistic culture in the Asian countries. So some articles that I've read, they said like when they interview the student, when they get caught cheating, they said like, well, this is not cheating, this is helping my friends. So instead of like thinking that this is actually cheating, they use this collectivistic culture as a reasonable as a reason to do this kind of cheating. And also in the ocean, in the Australia and Middle East and Latin America, also like we have this kind of like a dominant type of cheating reported. And cheating type across discipline, as you can see here, that health and medical science, the plagiarism, fabrication, falsification are like the most dominant type of cheating. In this STEM, engineering, collusions also is a major type of cheating because of the heavy work and stuff like that. So that's kind of like permit them to work with other students, even in the individual examination or assignment. While in humanities and social science, we found like the mixed type of cheating behavior. And across time, we found like there is kind of like a different trend of cheating behavior. So pre-2015, we just focus on the plagiarism and exam copying. So it seems like the article that is published during the time, they only talk about plagiarism and exam copying. And start from 2015 to 2019, there are some more articles talking about contract cheating. And during the COVID period in 2020 and 2022, of course, like the topic is more about online exam cheating, online peer collaboration, and etc. And up to 2023, 2025, and maybe now is like people are talking more about the AI assisted cheating. So like how they use that like ChatGPT to generate the assignment or the exam. And when we talk about the predictor of cheating, there are so many here. I'm not going to like discuss it one by one because That's a lot, and I believe that the committee is going to distribute or like share this PowerPoint to you so that you can actually like read it yourself. So we have like moral factor, we have perceived behavior control, and peer influence, and etc. We have so many predictors here. Right. So like the last finding that I want to emphasize is like the organizational determinant. So this picture is kind of like our like what's it like our draft of model that we are going to propose to understand that academic cheating is actually not due to morale or like kind of like a personality. It's more like situational factor. And then we kind of like look like, like we want to call like cheating is actually decision making behavior. It's like, like student can choose whether they want to cheat or not to accomplish their goals. And then this is kind of like the model that we look at. So first, that is that the cheating is driven by the needs or like whether they want to get score high, which is like performance driven goals, or they just simply don't want to fail from the study that they are studying right now. And then after that, they are going to influence the attitude to cheating and also some subjective norms. So it means like all of the need are going to influence like how we see cheating itself. So up to attitude toward cheating and subjective norm is becoming still a concept. So it's kind of like becoming intentions. But for intention to manifest as behavior, we are going to see the organizational factors. So the one in the red box, the dot red box, are the organizational factors. So there are four factors that we look at. First is unintentional, means like perhaps students do cheating because they don't know. So this is the example of plagiarism, because like most of the time when the student do plagiarism simply because they don't know that this is actually against the ethical or like some integrity. And then the second one is imbalance. So imbalance means like there is kind of a gap between what the student have and what the student have to do. So it means like maybe they are just so high in terms of like academic burden, like the challenges is so high. Maybe the examination is too difficult. Maybe the materials is too much. Maybe the student don't have the ability to deal or like to pass the test. So therefore they use cheating as a way to restore the imbalance. The third one is opportunity. So the opportunity means like maybe there are just so many opportunities to cheat. For example, like if the professor or like if the faculty don't care about like the cheating behavior, if they don't have any punishment, or in terms of like the examination type, maybe just like multiple choice question, and then the teacher do not do anything about that. So there's just like there are some opportunity to cheat, so that it makes the students do cheating more. And then the last one is like very unique is rationalization. So we found very few articles that is sampled in very high and prestigious university where the students are selected to get into the uni. So it means like the students are so smart. And then we found also, and then in that article they said like even the smartest student, they still do cheating, and then that's because of rationalization. So the rationalization here, like in that article, saying that like there are some students who cheated, and because of them cheated on the very, very difficult exam, their grade is high. And because the grade is high, it's going to make the standard higher. And that's not possible for honest student to reach that standard if they're not cheating. So rationalization here in this article means as a restorative justice. So like they do cheating so that they can maintain the fairness, because it seems like the student who cheated kind of like got a good grade, and then the faculty or like the staff or the professor did not care about it. So this is kind of like the rationalization, what it means by that. And then Looking at that factors, we actually can make decision whether or not you are going to cheat. So the last one is what we can do as university management. First, in terms of unintentional cheating, we have to make students aware of the criteria of academic cheating. So we have to promote that the academic integrity many times. In like in my class, I always like specify you cannot do this. This is not good, so that the student are going to understand what it means by academic cheating. And also, you probably want to talk with the student about the cultural interpretation of like one cheating. One time when I started my class here in China, one of the students told me like, Professor, this is a cultural thing to actually work with your friends during the examination. And I said like, really? So and then I asked other professor, and then they said like, no, they just lied to you. So again, like you have to make sure that you know kind of like understand the cultural interpretation of like some cheating behavior, and then find any good reference about that. And for the imbalance, you can prepare the student for academic challenges. For example, like I've always told the student like 3 weeks ahead of like the like kind of like if I'm going to make a quiz of like exam, and then I'm telling them that like although the materials is a lot, but I've told you this now, so it's kind of like the head up so that you can prepare it from now. So there's not going to be kind of like excuse that professor, I don't have any time because like I've already told them in advance. Or maybe we can reduce the burden of the study by re-evaluating the materials and curriculum, because maybe some courses are just overlapping. So maybe we can like sit together as a faculty, as a staff, we kind of like redesign, maybe some materials that are overlapping can be reduced and stuff like that. So the idea is to reduce academic burden, unnecessary ones. And in terms of opportunity, we can do some environmental redesign for example, like seat arranging during the examination. Maybe like, well, that's to stop any collusions or like collaboration during the exam. We kind of like seat arranging, maybe making multi-version of exam paper, maybe some proctoring system, or doing more reflective examination instead of like, kind of objective exam with a multiple choice question, so that it is almost impossible for students to cheat. And the last one is the rationalization. This we can do is by showing commitment to eradicate academic cheating. Maybe we can give some serious punishment to cheat for cheating behavior to convey message that integrity is upheld and making fair treatment, especially for honest students. So instead of like punishing honest student with no giving punishment to the cheating student, we are going to be more fair. So like we are going to give reward to like the honest student and give punishment to cheating students. So that's how we are going to deal with the rationalization problem in terms of like academic cheating. So as for the conclusion, I would say that moral behavior should be understood not as a stable personality trait, but as a context-dependent response shaped by situational, social, and institutional factor. Therefore, universities should play a more active roles in promoting academic integrity. And then by understanding the type of academic cheating and their predictor can help university management and faculty identify appropriate prevention strategy. Yeah, I think that's all, moderator. So maybe if you have any question, please just give me a question. And if you also want to ask something else, that's fine.
Thank you very much, Professor Galang. This is a fascinating topic, I believe, because it is seeing 2 or 3 problems at once, if I may conclude. So cheating as a behavior, cheating as an addictive behavior, and all the other aspects that contribute to making it possible. So I think it's very fascinating. And we have all aspects involved with us right now. We have our students in here right now. We have our students in the program, in the profession program. We have alumni. We have lecturers also, and we also have doctors and specialists within us and online. So I believe it is relatable and very concrete to be seen in our day-to-day lives. So I'm anticipating that there will be many questions, but we will see. Maybe we can open a question and answer session right now online within the Zoom chat or within this room, probably. Yes. You can probably please begin by introducing yourself. Our first question, thank you. This.
Okay, thank you for opportunity. My name is Ananda Putra Dwi Anugrah. I'm psychology student. I'm very grateful for this moment, right? Okay. The question is, what are the most effective ways to intervene in academic cheating behavior and help student change to be better? Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Professor. Maybe we can answer the questions one by one as we move on. So this is actually probably the end result or the ideal goal result of all of our researchers probably. In the end, we want to know what is the way to prevent it and what are the aspects that you have found in your publications so far. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much for the question. It's a really good question. So it's kind of like it's becoming my concern right now. Like, how do we should like deal with that? And then maybe like the best answer is like to remove cheating as a strategy. So just make sure that like by the end of the day, cheating is a decision making, right? You can either choose to cheat or not. But like if you kind of like removing cheating as a strategy, then cheating is not going to happen regardless of your personality, regardless of your kind of like your needs. But if you make cheating is impossible by doing like kind of proctoring, by making sure that you are going to give like serious punishment to the student who cheat, and then you are as a management, you are as a professor really pay attention and be fair to students who are honest, then I think students are going to learn and to realize that like cheating is not even an option. So what I do in my class, I always give kind of like punishment. Well, I said to the student like, like I'm not tolerating with cheating. So if you cheat, you just like, like I'm just going to give you 0 on like on the score. But I always like give reward for the whole class if they don't cheat. If let's say like if during the quiz they don't cheat, then I'm going to give them bonus like 3 points. So it's kind of like giving reward to what matters as an integrity and giving you punishment for cheating. I think that one of the best way to prevent cheating from this point of view, just basically because like if you are not allowing cheating as a strategy, I think like slowly cheating is not going to be seen as a strategy, and I think that's one of the most effective way, and then it works in my class actually.
Thank you, Professor. Do you have a sufficient answer for this question?
Okay, thank you for the answer. I hope that academic cheating can be reduced and build students' self-confidence to be better. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. I think Professor Galang's answer is something that is both unheard of, but also maybe implicitly thought of day to day. Unheard of in a sense that cheating is not actually just a mere strategy or a technique or a trick or a tips and tricks to achieve good grades in a not integrity, in a way that is not with good integrity, but it is a decision. So it's not a strategy to get an A, but you decide to do it and not in a truthful way. So I think that's very eye-opening, Professor, but also in a sense that we are familiar with reward and punishment system, but it is now occurred to me that you reminded us that students actually notice if we can be fair between who is deserving reward and who's deserving punishment, and if we are meticulous about that. And we really pay attention one by one on who deserves what, and then they notice, and that can actually considerably intervene with cheating. So thank you for the view and the reminder. So if I may move on to the online questions now. We can see it on the screen, but I will read it out for us all. So good morning, sir. My name is Mita from Public Health Study Program. In my honest opinion, the key is not to ban AI, but to teach students how to use it critically as a tool for inquiry, not as a substitute for thinking. So based on Professor Galang's academic experience, what efforts have your university made to create an environment that discourages academic cheating or academic substitution of thinking, especially not by collaborating with other friends to do this, but by using AI? Thank you, Professor.
All right, that's a great question, Ramita. Actually, in my university, the use of AI is actually encouraged as well. So professors are trained with the AI as well. And then some of them are using AI for their teaching methodology, like me for example. So in my statistic class, I teach them like how to analyze data using AI and not using AI. So I kind of like split them into two groups. One of the group use AI and one other group use non-AI. And then I ask them to compare the results to understand what's the uniqueness of like the machine and what is the uniqueness as you as human. And then they kind of like learn insight from that, and then somehow they understand that the AI is a tool to help with some practical thing, but they cannot change the more abstract thinking. And then that's how actually, like that's kind of like how we teach people student how to position AI in our learning. So and I agree that I'm not in the like I'm not of the position to be against AI. I think AI is also one of like the innovation that we can use to help some of our business, but it doesn't replace the abstract thinking, the critical thinking, and analytical thinking. So when I show it to my student, this is the use of AI, and I ask them to compare it with their original work, and then they can compare, and then they can do some reflection, and then they can understand for their future. I'm not going to replace the whole of like human ability with this AI. Yeah, so I agree with that. And then I think like most of the professor here, like they are very familiar with AI, because like we cannot deny that AI is becoming part of our life right now, but not letting them to like replace our humanity. So that's the key point.
Thank you, Professor.
Oh yeah. And one of the things is also like all the professor here are trained to be familiar with the AI, so we can tell as a professor, oh, this is AI based work. So even when the student use like anti-AI software, we can still detect that one. So yeah, and then when we found that one, we are going to talk with the student like how like why do you use AI for this, and then but instead of like punishing them, is we are more like want to discuss it with them. Maybe they have some some issues with that, and then we are going to deal with maybe some psychological problem or some other problem. Then we basically going to tell them that AI cannot replace you as a human to do your work. Yeah, so that's all.
Oh, yeah. Thank you very much, Professor. So I think again, as I said before, you presented a very new view to us, but in a way, it is reminding us that this probably implicitly should be within us all along, which is it is not the AI use itself that is we need to be avoiding, but the substitution of thinking itself. Whether it is substituted by somebody else, as you said in your presentation just now, we contracted somebody else to do it, that we take the credit, or we um, unknowingly steal somebody else's work to do it, as in plagiarism, or we substitute artificial intelligence to do it in a way that was actually supposed to be within our scope, but then we substitute it for something else. So this is endlessly fascinating to me. And also that you have, I think, some of the topics that you presented as invited speakers in the conferences that you said already have mentioned about this several times in the titles. So well, hopefully we have more time to talk about that. But right now, maybe we have any more questions online or within the room? Yes.
Thanks for the opportunity. Um, Good morning, Professor Galang. My name is Syah Akbar, a third semester psychology student from the University of Jambi. Sorry if my pronounce not good enough. I would like to ask for your opinion regarding a common practice in Indonesia known as ATM, which stands for observe, imitate, and modify. From an academic perspective, how do you view this practice? And can it be considered a form of creative learning, or does it potentially fall into the category of cheating in the academic context? So thanks, Professor.
All right, that's a good question, Shah Akbar. One of the work that I did not say that during my presentation, but when I did my postdoc in the US and I investigated the part of the brain that is responsible for cheating behavior, it's actually the same it's like strikingly surprising that the part of the brain that is responsible for cheating behavior is actually the same brain that is responsible for creativity. So like like the same brain for activity, the brain that is responsible for cheating behavior is also the same brain that is activated during the creative thinking. But I mean, like if you kind of like make kind of like causation, kind of like okay, like correlation, then you probably can say that maybe creativity is part of cheating in a way that you probably can be, like you think out of the box, you think out of the system, you kind of like, like against kind of like the boundary of like the limitation that is told to you. It could be that way that is considered as cheating. Um, but the things like what's the the difference between cheating and creativity is that creativity cannot be considered as cheating if you give accreditations for those who actually inspire you. So for example, like if you are influenced by some specific word, then you have to cite that specific word. So it seems like when you give some acknowledgement by referencing, by telling them, so at least you are going to tell other people that this is not original work, or you are learning from something else, so that like at least you are going to give some fair acknowledgement for them. So yeah, so I think like like underlying mechanism could be the same, like I mean like there is kind of like a really slight difference between creativity and cheating. But as long as you give acknowledgement, you becoming true. You do not admit someone's word as your own word. That will be fine because this is allowed in academic setting. That's why if you write like article, you have to cite the references because you know that you understand that kind of concept when you read someone else's work, right? You don't like get it like right away, but you have to read from some references, and then what you have to do is you have to give reference. You you have to give acknowledgement from that original work. Yeah, so I think that's my answer if it's clear for you. Yeah.
Apakah cukup?
Yeah, that was a good opinion from you, Professor. Thanks for your opinion.
Tadi
You're welcome. Yeah.
pertanyaan lagi dari rumah. Mic-nya dari siapa mic-nya? Ya, dibantu. Right, Professor, we have another question now.
Mhm.
Okay, good morning, Professor Galang. First of all, I would to introduce myself. I'm Revania Ayuri from second year's student from psychology in Universitas Jambi. And I have a question about this academic cheating behavior. According to Professor Galang, what the initial steps should the university or educational institutions take to build a culture of academic integrity and reduce the prevalence of academic cheating in a sustainable and constructive way, considering that cheating behaviors has become to something open secret among students in Indonesia. Thank you. Maybe that's my question.
All right, that's excellent question actually. So first of all, we have to make sure that the student know the expectation for someone like the definition, like what is cheating behavior, what constitute as cheating behavior in the academic setting, like plagiarism, contract cheating, and stuff like that, because maybe some of them don't understand. So we have to make sure. I mean, like to what's like to assume that all of the students understand what the academic cheating is probably not a good idea. So you have to talk with them like what is integrity, what is academic cheating. All right. So first, just make sure that they understand what they are, and also like you have to show commitment to that. So like you have to show commitment that you are appreciating integrity, and then you are going to be serious. Like like if you know some student did cheating, then they are going to get some serious punishment. That's what happened in Australia. Like during my PhD, I in New South Wales University, we always promoted kind of like a campaign about this integrity to the undergraduate students. And then we had a really strict rules. Like if there is students caught to be doing plagiarism or like contract cheating, they are going to be dropped out from the university. So that's kind of like they have to drop out. It's not just get a 0 mark, but we are going to kick you out from the university. So that's the serious one. Right. So first is like to make sure that they understand what cheatings are, and then to tell our regulation. And then the third one is like we have to build some curriculum that also focus on the process, not only for the results. So like here in the WK, like in my university, professor are trained to like make sure that the student enjoy the learning process instead of like only like getting the grade. Well, I mean, like we believe that the student also care about the grades, but we make sure that they know how important learning process is. So when they focus on the learning process instead of like the grade as a result, then they are going to learn that integrity is actually like, kind of like a way to do it. So they're not going to be tempted to do cheating because they are going, and then they also want to do some kind of like mastery goal orientation as well. And also like here in WKU, usually some courses, they have several assessment like quizzes. Like one of the professor did a study of the university, at least for one course, mata kuliah. We have like at least 6 assessment. So like mid semester, final exam, and also like kind of like quizzes and maybe some project. So therefore, it's going to like push the student to actually studying regularly. Because if we don't do it, we kind of have a tendency with the student only like studying, approaching to the final exam and the mid-semester exam. So it's going to create some burden for them. So that we teach them to do like time management in terms of learning by giving them kind of like intermediate kind of like quizzes in between. And also and also we try to like do some strategy to stop cheating, like like doing like having multiple version of like the exam paper. You do like the seat arrangement, so that is going to stop cheating to happen. So the bottom line is like for you to be able to stop cheating is to make cheating is impossible strategy to do. When the university management or like the professor like eliminate the opportunity to cheat, regardless of student personality, cheating is not going to happen. I hope it can answer your question.
Sudah cukup? Thank you so much, Professor. As I say, since this is very relatable to all aspects dan semua oknum within this room, because we are all students once upon a time, and we are alumni and working professionals and lecturers now. So this is very engaging for our discussions this morning. However, I regretfully remind all of us that we have time constraints for the moment. So I hope you are not, I hope you do not mind if maybe we contact you later from the information you have in your CV or email and other means.
Sure.
In case we have other questions or follow-up ideas that we want to share with you. So dengan panitia bagaimana? Apakah ada sertifikat juga? Okay, so now we would like to ask your permission, Professor, to split the screen to present you with an electronic certificate that we have. We thank you so much for your contribution this morning. Okay, so right now we can see the split screen. We ask your permission to catch a screenshot of this screen in 3, 2, 1. Sudah? Satu sekali lagi? Yeah. Okay, let's take another shot of the screen in 3, 2, 1. Sudah? Okay, one more time. Sorry, Professor. In 3, 2, 1. Thank you. We will email you this shot and the certificate. Thank you again. It's very valuable input for us. It's completely new to what we are thinking. We have never thought of cheating as a decision, much less an addiction before. So this is very eye-opening. Thank you, Professor. We will now proceed to the next speaker. I will return the floor to the MCs. Thank you.
Thank you so much to the moderator for giving us such an inspiring session. We now proceed with our seventh plenary lecture, which is taking place offline in this main hall. We are pleased that our current moderator will continue to guide us through this session. Our next speaker is the Dean of the Faculty of Medicine and Health Science Universitas Jambi, Dr. Humarianto, Spesialis Ortopedi dan Traumatologi, Magister Kesehatan. He will speak on the topic transforming global health through herbal innovation, the therapeutic promise of auric acid in osteoarthritis. Please welcome the moderator to lead the session.
Okay. Thank you for the MCs. Okay, right now we are going to welcome our next speaker. We welcome now Dr. Humarianto, SPOTMKes, who is now currently also the Dean of the Faculty of Medicine and Health Sciences, Universitas Jambi. He has finished his education in Universitas Pajajaran, and right now he's currently holding he's currently holding the lecturer session of the surgical of the program of the Profesi Dokter in Universitas Jambi. And then right now, we already have the title that we are going to be given this morning is Transforming Global Health Through Herbal Innovation of the Therapeutic Promise of Auric Acid in Osteoarthritis. This is within the scope of several of the publications that Dr. Humarianto has already been giving also for the research of alternatives in herbal medicines, which is available as a local resources in Jambi to be optimized as one of the new and promising sessions of medicines today. So without further ado, we would like to invite Dr. Humarianto to the podium. Doctor, the floor is yours.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Mirna. If we hear what he speak in English, is very glad to hear her voice. Okay, first of all, I want to express my appreciation and thankful from to the committee to let me present my latest study here. As you know, I'm an orthopedic surgeon, like Dr. Mina, neurologic. One of problem, especially integrative disease, is osteoarthritis. Many patients come to us complain about his or her knee pain with ages around 40 to 50. And this is not, as a doctor, is there's no compromise if we face the patient with pain in the knee several times, and the clinical find is same. There's a degenerative process, and we cannot do anything. At least there's in the grade 4, so we have to do operative surgery. Now, so there's my insight to seek another supplement that we can give to that patient. As you know, the slide, please. As you know, the herbal is one of several that we can seek for find another supplement or just another treatment. Because as you know, the problem of the osteoarthritic is the synovial inflammation, and the golden standard is only a non-steroid anti-inflammation. And we know the side effect of the non-steroid inflammation is plenty, like ulcer in the ulcer in the gastric or another thing. So there's opportunity to use herbal increase and to this guarantee of minimal side effect. But as you know, there's a challenges for the research is needed to provide scientific evidence, and as you know, the lack of clinical trial data. Now, this is make me courage to continuous research for the product development. Like I thought before, osteoarthritis is degenerative joint problem and cause chronic pain, impaired mobility, and already I mentioned the adverse effect NSAID is upper GI and renal, and as you know about the antiplatelet effect. This problem make our team, me myself, to seek another herb product that alternative to term the areca nut seed. Like why I use pinang areca nut, because as you know, in Jambi province, Pinang is a land a lot, and one of the group, and especially in Jambi, is known as Batara, and plenty of research have published and report have anti-inflammation effect. Like I said before, a lot of research is done using pinang, like antidepressant activity. Yeah, there's decrease serotonin and noradrenaline, and after give pinang or arganic nuts, serotonin and noradrenaline increase. So from this study, they conclude areca nuts have antidepressant activity. Slide. Another activity is anti-inflammatory. Like I said before, anti-inflammatory activity is decrease down-regulating about the COX inhibitor, and after that, the PG is also decreased, and we hope inhibition can stop by the areca nuts, and we hope help inflammatory is decreased. Ya, jadi keragenan ya rats and reduce the level of prostaglandin itu the inhibition of the cyclooxygenase. Like another activity is antioxidant. Yeah, Lee and Cho from Korea has performed a study and conclude that elimination of free radicals and the enhancement of antioxidant enzyme activity such as catalase, superoxidase dismutase, and glutathione peroxidase. Yeah. Polyphenol in the ethanol extract of the areca nut seed can remove free radical and exert antioxidant activity. Like areca nut seed also have activity as antimicrobial. Yeah, Raju and they in their study about anti-tuberculosis activity of polyphenol of the Areca catechu, their study informed us that the bioactivity of the extract was attributed to the non-toxic polyphenols present. This extract also shows selective inhibition of Mycobacterium tuberculosis of other gram-positive and gram-negative bacteria. Yeah. They conclude that administration of areca nut extract increase the number of white blood clones and improve the activity and capacity of macrophage significantly in rats infected with Staphylococcus aureus. Right? This is my roadmap. My research is begin and at 2022. Yeah, several published and patent was performed. And in this year, 2025, I have a grant from Ministry of Education. In the 2025, we take potency therapy osteoarthritis yang use ethanol 50%. We hope in the several years, next several years, we have a product that can give to the patient. Maybe we have to have a clinical research and join with the UMKM to produce the kind of the supplement. Okay, this is my report that pinang from extract in salt ya pada in healing wound healing ya. Areca nut seed extract was capable in repairing fibroblasts and collagen tissue in wounds in test animal. Yeah, slide. This is my research to report that anti-inflammatory effect areca nut ethyl acetate friction in Wistaret with knee joint osteoarthritis. Ethyl acetate fraction of the ethanol extract from areca nut seed was capable of providing anti-inflammatory effect in test animal upon oral administration. Slide. This is another report. The result of the research have shown that 50 and ethanol extract of areca nut seed exhibit very strong antioxidant activity with IC50 value of 27 ppm. At the same time, the positive control, is vitamin C, had IC50 value of 28.5. The conclusion obtained from the result above that was the 50% ethanol extract was very strong antioxidant activity. Like this patent, this invention relates to 50 ethanol extract of ethanol seed, which was used to inhibit the lipoxygenase enzyme. Slide. These are our result from this year research. The total of 16 tentative metabolite compounds were identified in 50% ethanol extract of areca nut, which have potential as herb medicine based on LC, MS, and MS result. Right. We perform also in silico test result, and alhamdulillah from the silico test catechin is we have value is good result. Right. This our picture of the TNF alpha in L6. Slide. After that, we also perform in vivo. Yeah, we give the sample to the rat. Yeah, before and after induction, and after 25, there's a decrease of the diameter of the inflamed knee from the rat. Yeah, beside the we perform scoring the knee from the rat. We also perform the examination from the histopathologist examination. Slide. In vivo test, as you see in the previous slide, there is a decrease of the diameter from the control and the group of the study. In the first week, second week, and the third week, there's a decrease of the diameter of the knee rat. Slide. The conclusion after several study we perform, we believe there's effect of the areca nuts seed to the elimination of the as an anti-inflammatory effect. Maybe we have we also have planned the next year that's hopefully the product can produce to the community, especially for the patient of the osteoarthritis of the knee. Thank you for your thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Dr. Humarianto, for the interesting presentation. What I find we need to note together today is this line of work is very promising because the preliminary results of the trial is already available, and the active ingredient is already identified, and the activity of the active ingredient is already proven in histopathological samples. So now we are already in the middle and probably toward the end of the roadmap that you have chosen. So it is a very exciting time for new researchers or new ideas to join in and continue this research until we land on the level of evidence where it can be mass produced and distributed as something that is resourced locally from Jambi with what is available locally also. So I think we can open a discussion session now. Do we have questions from our online participants or from the participants within this room? Atau mungkin ada yang raise hand di chat, coba tolong di chat di Zoom. Maybe as we wait, Doctor, if I may ask for questions. Right now, if you maybe have ideas or suggestions, if there are alumni of us or other lines of work outside of the faculty that is interested to join or interested to continue what you are doing right now, where are we at the moment within your roadmap? So what is the contribution that they can do or they can reproduce within their line of work to help within the scope of your presentation at the moment?
Thank you, Dr. Mina. It's a very interesting question. I agree with you that to make this preliminary research go to produce in the muscle produce, they have many steps to perform. But as Dr. Mina mentioned, if there's alumni or another want to join, is very grateful for me. We can discuss, but which one we you can join us, and I believe my thing is maybe limited, So if any can join, make a suggestion, I thank you for that. I hope this collaboration will appear.
Thank you, Doctor, which is also interesting because I think automatically we will have to include disciplines outside of the medical aspect, because we will of course need to harvest the plants and extract it in a way that is acceptable in a lab, to extract the active ingredient that we want in the way that we want. So of course we will need help from, as you mentioned, also UMKM, and from agriculture and from economy and all the other aspects. So it's actually a very promising title to join in, because it could contribute and include a lot of multidisciplinary faculties at once. Students, lecturers, and also health professionals and other professionals alike. So it's a very big opportunity to join because we have many aspects. Do we already have questions now from the audience or the Zoom meeting maybe?
Maybe I can add, as Dr. Mirna mentioned, the limitation of the herb is how to maintain the quality of the herb, like pinang, because you know when even the same Batara pinang, but like you see in my slide, the in Jambi a lot of field with a pinang, then the quality is not same. So we have to make sure the quality of the pinang is same, so we can have the result the same to and produce the same of the quantity of the what like anti the anti-inflammatory effect we hope. The limitation is like that. Yeah, to make sure the quality of the extract is same.
So now we already have several points from Dr. Humarianto himself. We have challenges of trying to make a homogenized sample to extract. Do we have questions yet? Or maybe there are other lecturers or other students who are, yes, please.
Thank you for the opportunity, Doctor. Uh, before I before I asking something, let me introduce myself. My name is Muhammad Iqbal. I'm right now in professional doctor education in Raden Matahir Hospital. My question is here about the areca nut herbal. It's about is there contraindication that can the contraindication that we must not or the contraindication that we cannot give to patient or the question is there any max dose that we can give to patient about this herbal areca nut? That's my question.
Thank you for your question. Great question. Is excellent question. I agree with you. Whatever the therapy, like our medicine, we have to sure there is no contraindication. But as I mentioned before, this is preliminary research. Yeah. After several research, we conclude there's areca nuts seed have anti-inflammatory effect that is And you know the osteoarthritis of knee caused by inflammation process. So we see the connection, but from the my research said that from cytotoxics and ethanol 50 is safe for the no apa the is low the apa cytotoxicsnya at 50%. Yeah, this our first start to go further to see the dose, the safe dose for produce to make muscle and produce into the community. Yeah, this on this by first we don't know now about what the contraindication of the nuts. But as I know mentioned before that herb is more safe than the treatment drug that produce synthetic. Yeah. Hopefully there's no contraindication for the use this regimen for the patient. Thank you.
Do you have any further questions from the audience or online? Because we still have time. Yes.
Okay, thank you, Doctor, for the presentation. First of all, my name is Devina Thessalonica for your medical students in Universitas Jambi. And my questions is, can this herbal only help to relieve a pain, doctor? Or is there any potential for it to truly help cure for osteoarthritis patients? And also, can patients with all degrees of osteoarthritis truly benefit from this areca nut herbal and consume it continuously with other medications? Thank you.
Okay. Great question. Great question. Good question. First, the potential effect of the areca nuts for osteoarthritis. This is why I choose this research to know about the effective of the areca nuts to the patient with the osteoarthritis only. But as I mentioned before, this only preliminary research. We hope this is one of the answer of the problem in the field. That's a lot of patient with the osteoarthritis of knee complain about the pain of complain about the pain. But I mentioned you the areca nuts have inflammatory effect, not for the treatment to the process of degenerative. Yeah, you have to difference that the osteoarthritis of knee caused by degenerative process cause the inflammation, the produce of the synovial fluid decrease, protein decrease, and there's like the sublis is decreased, so pain inflammation increase. So the effect of the help only anti-inflammatory, not to fix the problem of the knee. So you have to different. The areca nut only to decrease anti-inflammatory, to decrease the pain, not to treat the osteoarthritis. The treat of osteoarthritis, as you know, if there's a grade or the high grade, we have to perform operative to change the knee. Itu the first question. And the second question? What?
About is that all degrees of osteoarthritis patients can consume this, and can it consume continuously with other medications too?
Thank you. As we know, the osteoarthritis of knee have 4 grade, grade 1 to grade 4. The grade 1, the early, and the grade 4 is the advanced. as you know, the anatomy of the knee is distraction. Yeah, there is lack of the fluid, as I mentioned before, and the surface of the articular cartilage is destroyed. In this case, I believe there's no effect for the anti-inflammatory effect areca nodes. Maybe of the grade 4, we have to perform operative as I mentioned before. But areca nuts seed effect in the early or the medium stage. There's no destruction of the anatomy, only the lack of the protein in the synovial fluid. Yeah, so you have to different caused by the osteoarthritis and the effect of osteoarthritis make the inflammatory reaction, and that we give the areca nut to decrease inflammatory reaction. Enough?
Okay, thank you,
Thank you.
Doctor.
Thank you. Do we have any other questions? Or online, maybe please check the Zoom chat. No, not yet. Maybe while we wait for other questions, Doctor, if I may add to the discussion, I think we need to try to get the same perception that there are actually categories of supplementations. There are high evidence supplementations such as fish oil for heart disease. There are moderate evidence supplementation such as magnesium for sleep. But there are also low quality supplementations, for example, nicotinamic acid for anti-aging. So there are classes of supplementation. So of course, we hope that later areca seeds could reach the trials that is needed to achieve the strong evidence class of supplementation equal to fish oil and other supplementations for diseases. But it is not for the definitive treatment. The definitive treatment itself is still within the medical aspect that needs to be done individually for the patient, depending on the doctor. So maybe for that. As we wait for questions, maybe Doctor, I have another question. I believe that alternative or herbal medications all have a beginning. For example, maybe curcuma didn't begin as an extract that we drink, or for example, honey in wound healing, or for example, aloe vera. They all have a beginning. So for our prospective researchers, maybe here among lecturers or among students or alumni, can you maybe share your journey from choosing something that is probably local knowledge at the beginning, but then it turns into concrete steps of trying to extract the active ingredient and then put it on trials? Because maybe we have other things that we have in mind that we want to extract this and truly make it into supplementary or medicational herb, but we don't know where to begin. So if maybe you can share the journey. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Nina. It's very interesting question. I try to answering that. To be honestly, this research is not myself. I have support by Ibu Fatnur from pharmacies. My student, all my student, here, FKIK have 5 department: medicine, nursing, pharmacies, public health, and psychology. This is our strength. Yeah, a lot of problem in our community, not in Jambi especially. Sorry. So I believe in our life as prophecy, like I said before, because I'm orthopedic surgeon, I have a problem with the patient with knee pain, especially in the osteoarthritis problem. Make our thing and seek the seek the medication to help the patient. Yeah, and because I know the problem is inflammation knee, I discuss with Bu Fatnur, yeah, Mr. Tengku, from chemistry, yeah, and after that, I know in Jambi a lot of product of Pinang. This is my journey, yeah. From myself, I don't know how to make this only my concept, but I don't know how to make it into the laboratory. Thanks to Bu Fatnur help me to make step several research study and publish, and I believe still more step further to make this happen, and as I hope is a Superman to answer the problem of the patient with knee pain, especially in osteoarthritis. Ya, jadi menurut saya keuntungan kita punya teman departemen yang banyak ini mungkin kita bisa sama-sama lah, karena nggak mungkin kita hanya sendiri. Masih banyak sebenarnya PR penelitian ini masih tahap awal ya, tapi mudah-mudahan ke depannya bisa menjawab. Ya, terima kasih. Thank you, Dr. Mirna.
Thank you, Doctor. Bu Fatnur, do you have something to add maybe? Why not? Maybe we have prospective students right now who have, because we still have time, we maybe have prospective students right now because regionally we have several herbs or supplements or substances that we may know from generation to generation. For example, Orthosiphon aristatus, kumis kucing. Also probably for ginseng, of course, it's been known for hundreds of years. Androgaphis paniculata, maybe. Piper sarmentosum, siri. So we have a lot of probably. So maybe if we have other perspective or aspirational researchers right now, we already know that the door is always open. And I think the key in conclusion is to have a multidisciplinary team, because we need a lot of aspects and a lot of disciplines and integrations to be included. So thank you for Dr. Humarianto for sharing this. I apologize because the time is constrained, and we will need to move on to the next agenda for today. Thank you very much for your participation. Thank you, Dr. Humarianto. I will return the floor to the MC.
Bapak Ibu, teman-teman, Prof. Ari untuk pembicara berikutnya, Prof. Ari ya? Sudah hadir. Mohon jangan keluar dulu ya, jangan semakin sepi. Kalau bisa diajak teman-teman yang lain, ya, untuk biar menambah, jangan keluar dulu. Oh, mereka coffee break. Oh ya, nggak ya, jadwal Prof. Ari jam.
The technical committee would like to thank our general sponsors of the 6th Jambi Medicine and Health Science International Conference. PT Bank Syariah Indonesia Terbuka,
PT Pegadaian,
PT Lapi Laboratories,
PT Surya Darmato Medical Laboratories,
PT Prodia Widya Husada Terbuka,
Klinik Pratama Mizan Medika Kota Jambi,
Klinik Pratama Tau Medical Teho,
Batik Jambi Halim.